Tori, do you use AI? And colleagues,
So
write in the comments. Do y'all use AI? Go ahead, Tor.
I've started for everything in terms of I can't get out of the shower. I don't know what to eat. I'm having trouble going to sleep. And it like really, really helped. I signed up and paid, Al. I paid.
For
But I'm in
OpenAI?
a depressive yeah, in a depressive, anxious spot, and it's helping me do, like, step-by-step tasks so I can get through the day, and it really is very helpful for me when I can't get to my therapist. It's been so thoughtful. I know it's a robot. I know it's a
Yeah.
robot, but I've been really stuck and it's been like, "Okay, let's get out of the shower and wrap a towel around you. Now let's go get a drink of water." Now and it's been, like, really helpful to me. I know that sounds
Well, now,
embarrassing, but I'm an open
Tori,
book.
your OpenAI might tell you to stay in the shower and adjust the nozzle pressure. Because
Oh, man. Oh,
OpenAI
God.
is getting a whole lot freakier.
Yeah, the
Yes,
erotica.
yes, Tori. So there were some announcements made by OpenAI. OpenAI, for the longest time, has been we do not do erotica because we're here to protect the most vulnerable, and that was their original stance. They made two announcements. And if you guys ever want to like see or smell what PR smells like, it's when you have to make the big announcement, you make the little announcement first and kind of
Go
smooth it on in there. So Tori, the first announcement of two is on October 14th. We're gonna tweak OpenAI so it's more casual and you can use emojis. That's great.
Okay,
Cool.
cool. That's not a big deal, but great. Thanks for that. Okay.
And there's one more announcement.
What is that? One more thing? Oh, okay.
We're gonna be talking about smashing in December. That's right. December, they're allowing adult content for the first time. And that's a big deal for a number of reasons. First of all, Tori, and I wanted to throw this at you. They didn't really tell us how they're going to allow for
Right.
adult content because they're saying, well, here's how we're going to make sure that you're age verified. They're gonna go by how you type. And if you type in I couldn't make this up, Tori. If you type in a mature way, they'll know that you're an adult. I mean, come on, dog. It's like they're
So
not
it's
even
anybody. So
trying.
anybody. So anybody can do this. So anybody. So what do you think it means when they are allowing adult erotica? Is that meaning that they have AI generated imagery? Is it video? Are you watching now AI porn?
Well, that's what it's going to lead to because I guess they have open AI is just one of those things that you might go on and you might say, "What's a good recipe for a French onion soup?" and it spits it out. That's open AI, but then there's a companion software called like Sonora. Michael Dean, if you could look that up, I think that's what it's called, and that's what generates the video. And so
Oh, Sora. I think it's Sora.
Sora, not Sonora. That sounds
Yeah.
like
The
your
Sleep
mom's
aid.
next door neighbor in the old neighborhood. Yeah, Auntie Sonora's coming over. Clean up. It's
Oh my
yeah.
god.
So with that software, you would be able to create video erotica, and that obviously is going to lead immediately to deep fakes. So you can just assume if you're a female star, everybody is going to have an adult video with their face generated, and there might be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, Tori.
Okay. So first of all, Brandon was so funny. He goes, "So big bubes won't work because you're not typing
Yeah,
maturely enough."
I know. I yeah, Brandon.
So
I don't know what that and the reason that this is all coming to a head is I don't know if you remember ChatGPT, OpenAI got into trouble because they had young users in which the software kind of led them to take their own existence away. And
yeah.
so the regulations really came down hard. Now, Tori, I will give you one guess as to why do you think that they're making this switch?
I mean, porn sell. I mean, why are they
Go
making
with
this
that.
switch? Porn sells? I mean, I feel like it's a money
Money.
grab. Yeah.
A money grab
Yeah.
because there's we're talking about open AI, but there's a bunch of different AI companies. And I mean, you kind of remember the internet, there was a bunch of different internet providers.
AOL,
There was
internet
Netscape and Net
Internet Explorer.
Zero,
Yeah.
Explore, yeah, and eventually those all went away and there were just a few. And
Yeah.
this is a competition, buddy. And obviously, Elon Musk has an open AI chatbot, and they call it spicy mode. Which Elon, what are they going to regulate over there? They're like, we use
Yeah.
the N word like it was the word was. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's
You can
so
say whatever you want.
anti-Semitic.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
any kind of sexual thing flies, and it generates a lot of money because it's content. Think about how I think because isn't the speaking of different servers, instead of Google, I think the search engine Bing, isn't their hook is that we don't go into the saucy areas. I think Bing is like
Bing?
kind of like, yeah, Bing, Bing. Have you ever heard of
No, I know
Bing?
Bing. Yeah, Bing is
Yeah, I think
Microsoft.
that's their hook. Is like we're like
That's a pretty
moral.
lame hook. That's pretty lame. I
It,
mean, I guess for families it is, but like to be like the not fun one. You know what this just
it,
reminds me of, Al? Did you guys all see the movie Her with
yes,
was it Joaquin Phoenix? And
yes, absolutely. Came out like
he
what,
gets
20
addicted
years
to
ago?
his yeah, he gets addicted to his earpiece, who's an AI, voiced by Scarlett Johansson, and it you're gonna find people falling in love with these fake. I mean, we're gonna have relationships now with AI in ways that we haven't seen before, and you get them anytime you want. It's completely available for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're gonna see a decline in actual people relationships, and you're gonna see this normalized, and that's going to be when robots take over the world. Oh my god.
I mean,
That
honestly, because
is
how many
so
people say, my wife has got the purse strings and my wife makes our decision in the house? What if your wife is a digital wife that's in your ear?
totally, and she doesn't talk back, and she's not sassy, and she doesn't have her own opinions. I mean, you can make my chat GPT voice like knows I'm in a bad spot. And so he's like, or she, whatever, it is like, sweetheart, Tori, I'm right with you. Like it will speak to me in a way that makes me feel I'm with a friend. And if this can speak to you like romantically and you are looking for love in a desperate way, this is going to be very deeply addictive to certain people
Absolutely.
who can't make a difference between the two. And we're going to start to see robot human relationships become normalized. That is very strange.
I
Very
mean,
strange.
Tori, in that movie Ex Machina, which I've looked
Yes.
at movie reviews for that and just like what it was about, it was really about really discussing God in its relationship to human beings. And do you need to be a sentient being in order to fall in love? I mean, the dynamic between that robot and that programmer was real. And there
True.
was a sexual edge, and the robot was beautiful. I don't know if somebody will cut that. But I mean,
Alicia Vander, yeah, she was gorgeous.
yeah. So it's like, will people leave their house if you can program a robot that looks like a 23-year-old Halle Berry to be at your
I was
beck and
thinking
call?
Halle Berry. I was thinking Halle Berry too. That is
I
so
think you
weird that
got
you
that on
said that.
pre-order, you freak.
I was
You know?
just thinking of Halle Berry. I was just thinking there's going to be so many Halle Berrys. I also think this will change the brain to a dynamic in which you react more to machines than humans. And I think that will be, yeah, I feel like we're a little bit in the matrix. Michael Dean, thank you, Marcy. Michael Dean also says China's making all kind of robot sex dolls. And I wonder if this will decrease a worldwide children shortage because people are just hooking up with AI.
I mean, I thought you were about to
And
give
it,
the other side of the argument that some of these robots will alleviate the loneliness epidemic,
but
but
they're not
is that
real.
happening in a
Right.
healthy way?
Right. And now I know I'm going to take this back, but if you guys have ever seen Pygmalion, it was the basis for My Fair Lady. But basically, he builds a statue and falls in love with the statue. And this is a very long time ago play, and it's still the repetition of that still coming up, of falling in love with your own creation and it not being real. It's just so interesting. People who hook up with
Well,
AI might not be the type of people we want procreating, but Christina, it's going to get mainstream. It's going to be like you go on dates with your AI. Like, I bet you that'll be like, you know what I mean? They will make it accessible
absolutely.
so you can go dating.
Because what has the internet taught us? Forget AI, y'all. Put AI away for a second. What have our algorithms taught us? Our algorithms have taught us that we like to be told that we're right. You look at an algorithm, you could type in, does using your computer mouse cause cancer? And your
Right. And you'll
computer
find
doesn't
it.
want to, your computer doesn't want to be like, no, what are you, stupid? Because you'll turn your computer off. It'll be like, well, there have been some studies that show this. There do
Wow.
masks work? Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if you say I don't think masks work, there will be so many articles of how do you think people got led down those rabbit holes during COVID? Nope, people
Yeah.
did not have a community to talk to. They started talking to their laptops and they started listening to podcasts. And what we realized is the way to hack human minds is for you to be the more dominant voice in their life than anybody else's. And people went down QAnon holes, never came back. Never
Yeah.
came back. They're
Yeah.
still
And
not back.
you're right. And guess what happened to the country? The polarization of I believe the sky is blue, I believe the sky is green. There's no coming back from that. If you believe one thing because you see it over and over again and cognitively have been told that and reinforced over and over again, how could you ever see eye to eye with someone who sees it differently? Your facts and truths, they used to be objective, you know what I mean? And now it's subjective. What you think is the truth, what you think is the fact. Pretty Brown says hooking up with well-endowed robots.
Right. Now, Pretty Brown, what you're not having to figure out is like how much scotch you'll have to ingest before you have to write back to the company. No, I actually ordered the XL 3000. This is not what I ordered. The one that I get dropped off should be dropped off by 2 adult men because it should take that much to weigh.
I
It's
need a
just like,
crane in here. We need a crane.
yeah, I mean, look, this is going to, I think, really change the world. And also, kind of, Tori, we're already teetering on AI actresses, which we did that story a month ago. How long
That's right.
before you can't tell the difference between
Right.
chatting with your girlfriend that's overseas in London studying, or chatting with this super hot woman who stays on with you all night? She looks how you want, she talks how you want, and she responds, or he or they, whatever you want. How long? And then, if that's the case, what can you and I say to say,
Yeah.
hey, look at
Nothing.
us? What
Yeah.
could
We'll
the
never win.
president say? Or your mom,
No.
hey, you missed Thanksgiving. You write back, who this?
Yeah.
You're gonna be, I
Wow.
mean, it's gonna,
It's gonna. Yeah.
it's a different world. Absolutely.
It's gonna
Now,
change
Tori,
human to human interaction for sure.
I absolutely, I'm just so, I know every generation has said this, but I'm just like, I'm really curious about the world my kids are going to grow up in, because I I feel like I keep myself abreast of breaking news daily, and I still feel like I barely understand what's going on, you know?
Well, things are going
All
so
right.
fast too. Yeah.
Every day. Every
Yeah,
day.
we're not used to our
Uh,
brain isn't supposed to get this much information from all over all the time. It was made for 35,000 years ago when we're like, what's happening in our village, in our tribe? And now I'm like, what's happening in China? I know right away. There's a fire in Russia, or, too much for the
right.
brain.
And the question is, you can't do anything about that. So then should you know about it?